Hello, everyone. This is the ongoing Middle-earth collectible card game strategy line of videos concerning the interlude with the drafted deck. With a after playing a game, you should always try to do a retrospective and see, what, if anything, you can improve. If you followed the last video concerning the match, I think we'll notice the single biggest problem was the Wizard's Ring and how, especially since we don't have any short events or anything to help us with corruption, it was a very foolish play, to be honest, to play it when we did, and honestly, probably often foolish to include it at all. So I'm going to swap that out for the fair gold ring with a thought of, we want to include in the resources, of grabbing it and then trying to sideboard in the various resources we need to test it. And if we can't, it's still one Martian point that we just score and we can store the ring or something. As for the hazard side of things, I am somewhat reluctant to touch stuff because, again, I just don't have a huge amount of experience with minion decks, and I'm not great at guessing where they're likely to go. Still, the Corsairs of Umbar never got played and never got even close to being played, so I think they should go bye-bye. We, you know, given I normally don't like including weak but easily playable creatures without support because, well, they'll just be cancelled or killed. I think in this case, though, where you're dealing with drafted decks, focusing on playability and just trying to hit whenever you can might be a bit more indicated. We don't. Your opponents might not have, endless reserves of weapons and risky blows and concealments and whatnot. So I think I'll add in a third Lawless Men. I think I'll get rid of the Stout Men of Gondor. And what do we have in the... we did have two Lesser Spiders in the card pile. There are 4 strikes at a lot of the characters that he played were just not... a bit too strong to use that with. I think I'll go for wargs. We had 2 wargs. They have the same playing requirements as the Lawless Men. They're actually exactly identical, except that they're wolves rather than men. But since we don't have any boosters, that doesn't really matter to us. Otherwise, yeah, okay, some of the stuff didn't work, and but I do think that the deck overall did okay hazard-wise. We did kill Shagrat. We did force him to bunch up and score points slowly. In general, I think that our offense was scoring much faster than his, and the hazards did help us. If he splits up, we could have, things like the Enchanted Stream or the chance of being lost can really mess up small parties. And if he bunches up, then we split up and try to outscore, which I do think that heroes are generally a bit faster on the punch like that than minions are. But, of course, it's much harder to do a retrospective in a draft situation like this. We only had 6 playable factions, and they're all in the deck. We only had a handful of items, they're in the deck. We have most of the allies, actually I think all of the allies that were available to us. And to be honest, I'm not even that crazy about Gollum being there. There just isn't a whole lot of scope for us to add in, we were fairly constrained just by what we had available. But despite that, I do think it worked out reasonably well. So I don't think there's that much else to do. Anyway, hope you find this helpful. This is going to be a much shorter video than the last one. And keep in touch. The next one should be the actual playtest of the One Ring deck, which at the time of this recording, I have recorded making the One Ring deck, but I haven't uploaded actually. I haven't uploaded either the making video, and I haven't found anyone to playtest against. Hope you find this good.